All right, feedback was first. Next up, slow motion and exaggeration. They're kind of cousins, so I paired them together. The last one, sneak preview, will be progression. It's feedback, slow motion, exaggeration, and progression. If we're trying to change a movement pattern, these are the fundamental principles, right? Okay, so your instructor said you need to get the shaft in a different position in the backswing. How do you actually go about doing that? Well, the first thing you do is you go real slow, right? You don't even hit a ball, right? You go real slow and you film it and you see what shows up, right? Slow motion, honestly, I think should be a practice staple for everybody. I mean, you still see it today on tour, right? The slower you go, the easier it is to feel the new things and be aware of what's going on. One of my favorite ways to implement slow motion as you start progressing will be to take, say, a 7 iron. Let's say your normal distance is 150. Hit a 7 iron 50 yards, hit a 7 iron 75 yards, 100 yards. Work it up like a ladder where you're trying to really calibrate your speed and feel your changes and your new movements along the way. This is kind of an invaluable skill most golfers just don't have. If you ask the average golfer to hit his 7 iron 50 yards, he ends up hitting it 120 at a minimum. So slow motion is key, as is exaggeration. You've probably heard this a million times. Feels are not real. What I think is more important than feels not being real is that feels actually evolve, and no one is immune to this, right? This takes us back to the importance of feedback, right? Whatever your new move felt like in week one is probably not going to be what your new move feels like in week 10 if you're to make it that far, right? So you have to constantly be monitoring. Um, if you combine slow motion with exaggeration, you've got a really powerful team for making movement changes. You can kind of get in any position you want if you go slow enough and exaggerate enough. If you see something on film that isn't what you want, go slower, exaggerate more, right? And as a general rule, as you speed up, you're going to have to tend to exaggerate. So the feel that worked at half speed will probably not work at full speed. In the next section, we're going to talk about the progression system, which is kind of the tie feedback, slow motion, and progression feedback, slow motion, and exaggeration together, and how we can implement these changes over time.